A portion of the video was sponsored by Long. How's it going, everyone? So we have our hands on watchOS 9. We're going to go ahead and cover everything there is to know about this next generation of OS available for the Apple Watch. Then more information about the compatible devices, when it's going to go ahead and come out, the small changes and improvements, as well as 25 additional hidden features that we receive. I'm going to go ahead and cover all that and more in today's video. Let's go ahead and get started. So watchOS 9, believe it or not, it's going to support the Series 4 and newer. Unfortunately, that means the Series 3 will no longer be supportive. And at the time of making this video, currently this is the developer beta, but next month in July, sometime around there, the public beta will become available. So if you want to test this out, that's in July for the public beta. And then the official release should be sometime during the fall, like Apple typically does. And yes, in case you're curious, there is 5 additional new watch faces that Apple added for this update. One of which is a newly redesigned for the modular. The modular now has this additional color theme now available, but other than that, nothing really has changed. The new watch faces you can see right here are listed under this new watch face tab. You got astronomy, you got lunar, metropolitan, and then we already covered modular. But then you also have playtime and portraits. So let's go ahead and quickly swing all the way on top on the atmosphere. So the atmosphere, this one, if we add it to our watch faces right here, you could change the font, of course, but here on the view section, you have this Earth surface, moon, solar system. Those is all random. You can switch between those two. And in style, you can select like the classic one where it just has the entire planet right there in the center, or a close-up. You have like these different viewpoints to choose, and then complications. And to delete, just swipe up. It's just a little pro tip. Now let's go ahead and take a look at lunar. So here we have a calendar section. We have Chinese, Hebrew, Islamic, just those 2 calendar choices to choose from. You can switch it between analog and digital. This is where you'll select the colors. And the next tab is your 4 corner complications. And once you actually select this watch face, you can tap the moon to enlarge it and shrink it, as well as rotate the digital crown to see how the moon's going to look like, what type of face the moon's going to be. Swipe up to remove. Let's go ahead and take a look at the metropolitan. Here's the style that they have. You have these different styles to choose from. Digital. If you want a border, you can select that. You can get the colors. And once more, 4 corner complications. When you select it, you can play with the digital crown to extend and enlarge the text. And if you leave it, it'll actually stay there too, which is quite interesting. But aside from that, that's basically it for this watch face. Looks pretty clean, especially with the right band, like today's video sponsor, Long. If you're looking for a way to really spice up your device, introduce your Apple Watch to some class, you definitely want to check out their website for some amazing bands. The one you see here is their newly designed Whiskey Brown with black details. That's this little amazing bracket right here. You simply just squeeze the locking mechanism and it just releases like so. And to put it back on, you just slide it on like so and just locks into play. It's super durable, premium feeling, and has that nice leather scent. Now I have 2 additional colors. This is their midnight, and then this blue one is their navy blue. They have a bunch of different bands to also select from. The manual guide is included, which is quite nice. And if you act now, since Father's Day is around the corner, they're actually having a 20% off men's watch sale for Father's Day. But if you don't have a father, if your father ran away like mine did, you can always just pick this up for yourself, to be honest. I'm sorry it had to turn dark, but come on, I have to laugh at it. Links to the product and their information will be in the link in the video description down below. So check them out. It's not a bad band. I really do recommend. Now, resuming on. The next watch face is portrait. Portrait now supports animals. So before it was only dedicated for people. Now you can actually use your fluffy ones to be a part of that portrait wallpaper. So in watchOS 9, Apple Dock will now prioritize apps you're currently using over others you may have pinned, making it easier to jump from one app to the other. So this has been improved right here. And then in addition to that, notifications are also different too now. Not only do you receive this type of notification, but down here they have the description, but as you're actually operating a watch, No longer would the notification like take up the entire screen. It just shows up on top. So it has this minimized notification tab now. Control Center also received some new improvements. So now the battery life percentage is blue. That's new. But in addition to that, if it goes below 10%, this will actually turn red. Then, if you actually dock your device while it's below 10%, it's actually gonna, if you have nightstand enabled, it's actually gonna be a red nightstand animation instead of the standard green that we're used to. As you can see in this footage that I recorded when it was below 10%. Now, back in Control Center water lock, it no longer rotates the digital crown. You actually long press to actually like remove it. And then the same can be said about school time mode. And then if you scroll down and you tap edit, you may have noticed now there's actually a new text size. So before we only had 6 text sizes to choose from, but now you can actually go up to 9 if you need to. And of course, if you need to rearrange some of these, you can always just click and drag it like so with the edit button. So workouts, they receive a nice overhaul. Now, whenever you select them, you notice these 3 dots, you can actually tap on it and actually go in and personalize it to your personal preference. So if you want to add a timer, you can easily do so right here. And then there's now support for not just automatic workout detection, but now automatic workout switch. So if you're doing some intense workouts where you're switching between different activities like swimming, cycling, and running, the Apple Watch is now able to actually detect that and automatically switch without you having to end that workout and select the current one. So you can do it on the flow, which is quite nice. And since we're in the subject of running, some of these workouts receive more information that they now can provide while you're viewing it. So if, for example, if we select running, if we actually scroll down, now we actually have zones. We can actually monitor our zones of our heart rate. So it gives you all this information now than ever before. And then other amazing integrations can be found in the settings. So we actually go into the setting app, scroll down to general, and go into dictation. There's now is a new auto punctuation. So instead of saying period and stuff at the end of your sentence, the Apple Watch will do it automatically now if you're using dictation to reply to some messages. And then when you're using dictation, Siri now has a new redesign that mimics the iPhone Siri animation. Now with iOS 16, this actually allows us to actually mirror our Apple Watch on our iPhone. So if you'd like to know how to do that, you simply just go into your settings, go into accessibility, and here you'll find Apple mirroring. Just go ahead and enable this. A little red ring will be outlined on your Apple Watch, but here you can actually control absolutely everything, literally, even the digital crown. Now, at the time I get this video, this is not really working properly, but everything will be mirrored 100% on the display on the Apple Watch. So this is really cool, especially if your Apple Watch is broken, not responsive, or you're just having a hard time seeing a certain thing. This allows you to have a much larger screen. Now, a new change is the power button. No longer do we have a slider. Now we actually have like a one power icon. You just tap here and then you have access to a slider. And this will basically turn off your Apple Watch. And then in terms of first-party apps, Apple actually added one new app, and that is medication. This allows you to keep track of all your medication, and this also includes lotion. So basically it just gives you a tracker right here. And the interesting thing about this app, it actually will give you recommendations on like what to drink certain medications with. I thought that was kind of interesting. But now even some of the older apps receive new updates. Take for instance the calendar app. Now we finally have the ability to view the entire month if we just keep hitting back and back. You can actually go into months, to weeks, and the day, finally. We'll have the capability to create new events now. As you can see the little 3 dots. You can actually create an event on your Apple Watch and it will automatically sync on your iPhone and stuff. The Mail app also received a new update. Now whenever you swipe, notice the icons are much larger than before. The Heart Rate app also received a new UI. Everything's just larger and easier to read as well. But the one that received a massive overhaul is the Sleep app. Now you actually have a graph that gives you more data and stuff. Now, I personally don't use sleep tracking, but if you do, I'm sure you'll greatly appreciate it because REM sleep and all that stuff is all located here, easier and bigger. You don't even have to go on your iPhone anymore as much to see additional data. The Reminder also received a new improvement. Now you can actually add date and time. The Weather app Also receive a small enhancement in its UI. Everything is larger, easier to read. And then aside from that, that's basically everything, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come. As time making this video, again, this is just the beta 1 for watchOS 9. And quick warning, if you're installing the developer beta on your Apple Watch, you're gonna break your device. I highly recommend, if you're doing this, make sure your main device that's paired to your iPhone is on the beta firmware update, or at least iOS 16 or newer, because if you do this, your Apple Watch will be unable to communicate with your iPhone if you're on watchOS 15. So just a quick warning, this is how I accidentally bricked my device a couple years ago. Just heads up, do this at your own risk. Again, I recommend not using your main device. That's just a quick warning right there. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. Really appreciate if you actually leave the video a like. It does help me out a lot. And get subscribed, especially if you enjoy a lot of tech content just like this. I got plenty of more stuff coming out for the latest firmware updates for these betas. Like for instance, if you like to watch a video of me covering everything new for iOS 16, check out that video over there that was recently uploaded. I cover all the hidden features and the cool tips and tricks that is innovated in iOS 16. And then the video next to that one, that's just a video YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.